Welcome back. Let's now jump in and talk about server applications on Linux. Linux is a very powerful operating system. Linux runs some of the most powerful server-based applications in the world. The applications that I'm going to mention here are just a few of the widely used ones out there, but there is an entire world of applications out there for Linux servers that we could spend a ridiculous amount of time on because there are just so many. Internal networks and the internet itself function on what is known as network protocols. For example, if I'm going to exchange data from computer 1 to computer 2, whether that be an email or even a file I might need to send to my printer, this is accomplished on network protocols. Most network protocols use what is known as ports to transfer this data. You can think of a port like a telephone number, followed by someone's desk extension. The primary phone number, so to speak, is the IP address. A server application will be tied to a Linux server application on the port, and it receives incoming requests on this port. The following is a list of very common network protocols. For example, port 22 is for SSH. Server applications that use the SSH protocol might be OpenSSH. This is a secure shell and an encrypted remote access tool. It also supports file transfers and encrypting other protocols. Port 23 is the Telnet protocol. Telnet D is often the application that runs on a Linux server. This is an older unencrypted remote login because SSH itself supports encrypted tunnels where Telnet cannot. Port 25 is the SMTP protocol. Applications on a Linux server might be Postfix or SendMail. This is simple mail transfer protocols used on email servers to send and receive emails. In fact, some corporations today actually still use SendMail for their email servers for their organizations. Port 53 is for the DNS protocol. In Linux or Linux servers, we use bind to actually be a DNS server. Commonly known Linux applications for DNS is named or DNS masquerading. The domain name service, or DNS, is what allows computers to look up IP addresses, but provides using host names instead so that you can contact computer systems via an easier understand name rather than the IP address notation. Port 67 is the BootP and DHCP protocols. Server applications, again on Linux, would be the DHCPD or DNS masquerading application servers. The Bootstrap protocol and the DHCP, known for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. These protocols allow local computers to automatically be configured with an IP and network settings rather than having to manually configure them on the clients yourself. Port 80 and Port 443 are for the Apache applications that run HTTP and HTTPS for secure HTTP that actually are some of the most widely used web servers today. I mentioned earlier on that probably more than likely, most of the websites that you might visit on a daily basis is actually ran on a Linux Apache web server. When we refer to the word server, its meaning can refer either to the entire computer system or just a single program running on that computer system alone. As I mentioned a moment ago, when I spoke of several basic computer server applications, the network application list, or network protocols, is for connections from clients, whether it can be another computer or even another application. The server-side application responds to data transfer requests on the client computers and applications. Because server applications can typically respond to even millions of clients at a time, server computers are oftentimes, but not always, more powerful than that of a client machine, perhaps your desktop or laptop computer. When we say or hear the word server or even client, it can refer to either the computer or just a program on that computer itself. Again, a few more of these applications just broken down again are the following. Apache. This is the most popular, widely used web software used today. It's used to serve out websites from typically a Linux-flavored operating system. MySQL is a very large and widely used open-source database server. You will commonly see it used as enterprise database applications, as well as the backend for most sites on the internet. Xenos is an open-source IT management application in which it allows you to monitor your entire network. It provides alerts, network discovery, performance monitoring, service monitoring, and even network inventory. Mono is an open source implementation of Microsoft .NET technology that allows you to develop powerful server-side application on Linux servers instead of a Microsoft Windows server, which would actually cost you money in licensing. This is a great way to save money and resources. The most common today used Linux printing server is known as CUPS. It was designed from the ground up, making printing on Linux easy. It can be used for either printing locally to an attached printer or remotely using a network printer. Postfix is a very widely used mail transfer agent. It can be used on Linux server to provide email services. Again, Postfix and SendMail are two of the most widely used enterprise-level email servers that are available today. Let's go ahead and finish up this lesson and go into the next one.